aboard. I'm glad you're here. I wanted to talk about my support for the holidays. That would be really great to have you join us. I'm teaching a 4-week, 4 Sundays, starting next weekend. That will be November 26th. I will be teaching support for the holidays for us all to get together, feel connected, and learn a few informative ways to ground ourselves so we feel confident and able to deal with the stresses of the holiday. If you're there, send me a text, let me know. Be nice to, I like that wave from Kambu Yoga, thank you for joining. I would like to start with some lymphatic work. If you have essential oil, we're going to use a little essential oil to put on our skin, and I'm going to talk you through a lymphatic warm-up, which I use every time I teach, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. on YouTube. I use Zoom, and then I record it to YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, you can see that I have 170 videos posted on YouTube, all at your command. So you can work out with me. But exercise, of course, is one of the keys to feeling you're supported during the holidays. And we'll do a little bit of movement, hopefully, today as well. So first, get your essential oil. And I think mine is over here. So I will go get it, come back. You can get any one that you like. I use frankincense for the brain, tea tree oil to improve immunity, but all of them do both of that. Essential oils work with your immunity and infections and help fight viruses and bacteria. So I'm going to open the frankincense, which really helps your brain. And let's see if I can get over to my Facebook and do this as well. So I've got Instagram here. I've never quite put both of them together. So we'll see what happens. All right. Looks like we're okay. So I'm taking the essential oil. I'm going to stroke my neck if you have something. Okay. Put it behind your ears. And take a moment just to smell it. You can take any essential oil or any scent. It turns out that scent is very important for the brain. Well, we know that. And they did an experiment using, I think it was 20 or 40 people, and gave them scents at night for 2 hours while they were in bed, sleeping. And they discovered that the ones who were using smells to stimulate the brain had a better cognition, markedly better, something they could measure. The cognition improved. So that's what we're doing now, improving our cognition. In fact, most of my work is directed towards improving not only cognition, but your strength, your heart rate, your sleep, your food, your diet. And that's why I'm teaching in January a class that's 8 weeks long called Natural Pain Relief, about natural pain relief. And it's a revolutionary approach to natural pain relief. That starts in January. It's January 7th. But my class for supporting during the holidays starts next Sunday, meeting from 4 to 5:30, just the way we are now. Today probably end at 5, if not sooner, depending on who comes. So let's start with stroking the neck. This is what I call draining the brain. You're going to drain the brain. It's very nice in the morning. But I forgot to tell you, you want to open the channels here behind the clavicles where they end at the sternum. Do a little kind of a comma with your fingertips, and that opens the lymphatic ducts. That's where they call the terminus. This is where the ducts terminate. So that has to be open so when you drain the brain, the fluid can go down back into your heart and get recirculated. So we can increase that stroking and go now a little bit to your left. Let's see, that might bother your eyes. So stroking on the right side, massaging underneath the arm, in the armpit where the lymph nodes can be. So massage there, stroking it in. And then we do one segment at a time. So stroke from the upper arm to the lymph nodes, across the chest wall, and down. And then go from the forearm to the upper arm, to the chest wall, into the heart, and down. And then you can add your hand, massaging, stroking lightly down the forearm, down the upper arm, past the lymph nodes, across the chest, and into the heart, where it gets recirculated. And then we go to the other side, across the chest, massage the lymph nodes, the upper arm to the lymph nodes, and the forearm to the upper arm, to the lymph nodes, across the chest, and down. Take a deep breath. Now add your hand to the forearm, to the upper arm, across your chest, and down. Good. And now I'm going to stand. In the standing position, you can work the muscles in the chest. You can go up on the right side where your intestines are. You can't really see this, so I'll go like this. Across and down. So you're making a circle that goes up on the right, across and down on the left. So I can get this in focus. Circling like this. Nice to rub your tummy. Should feel good. And then if you can turn around, you could do your kidneys in the back. Now, I don't know what you'll be able to see here. If I stand in the mirror, reflecting that, you can see. This would be with both hands. Massaging with your knuckles on the kidneys, pressing hard. Yeah. That feels good to me. And then, if you want to, you can go down lower. Here you have the groin. You're going to massage into the groin, drawing up what would be your central axis, going out the top of your head. Feel like you're being lifted, 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 up, 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 higher. Now, if you're just joining, we are going through the lymphatic massage, self-massage. And we started with the upper body. Now we're doing the lower body. So you're going to work in the groin here. And stroke up the center line, through the top of your head. Feel that you have the spinal axis here. And it's lifting you up into space. So that's an important concept. In body-mind centering, we talk about the notochord developing. It is the central organizing unit in the body. So I'm going to step back and see. Hopefully you can see me this way. I'm going to continue stroking in the right groin, stroking up the right side. Move my chairs. Stroking up the right side. And the right foreleg to the right side. And then you draw your foot, draw up your foot, draw your foreleg, up your foreleg, draw up your thigh. Go to the groins where the lymph nodes are, and then slide your fingers along your spinal axis. Reaching up, breathing in, and stretching one side to the other side. Then one side, the other side, breathing. Okay, let's do the lymph nodes on the left side. Drawing along your groin, stroking up, starting with your thigh, connecting it to the groin and up the center line, out, and foreleg to your thigh, and up to center. Lifting, breathing, and now add your foot to your foreleg, to your thigh, and up. Good. And now just feel your what's called your kinesphere, which is the space around you. Feel where the space is. Feel where you are in either your space. Try to fill your space. Breathing, filling your space. You might want to play with the positioning of your body in space, horizontally, sagittally, forward and back. It's horizontally, and up, and down, and up, and down. Oh, great, that's great. Now, I talk about this in my book. I don't know if you've seen this. I wrote a book called The 10 Best Ways to Supercharge Your Health. I discuss a lot of things in 10 Best Ways. Let's see, look in there. I talk about hormones, I talk about sleep, I talk about food, I talk about the gut.
You want the light on in there?
And how to raise your heart rate. Things in there. You could get this book on Amazon, 10 Best Ways to Supercharge Your Health. And if you go to my website, theneuromuscularcenter.com, you'll see there's a Facebook group you could join. There's links for my book. There's links for a module that I wrote about parenting ADHD kids. There's a link to an article that I wrote for Medium.com through Lewis Harrison called the Best Somatic Patterns based on body-mind centering. I teach body-mind centering, and I use it as a template for everything I do, including this 4 weeks coming up that support you through the holidays. Well, why is that important? Because it's a stressful time and because we want to be together. So this is a nice way to connect to other people, talk a little bit about what's going on, and share some recipes, share some ideas of food, share some ideas about living with the stress that you're under, and then taking time to relax and breathe. And what I call it visualize or somaticize, or feel that you're connected in your whole body. So let's start with our head, where our brain is. Just going to tap your head. This is nice and relaxing for your body and for your brain. We're going to the brain, our mastermind. And just have a sense how the brain is connecting down to your heart. And you can tap on your chest. Wants to speak? Yes. And now take a moment just to put your hand on your heart and feel, what is the heart rate doing? What is your heart rate? Are you beating it fast or slow? So now I'm going to ask you to count. I'm going to put up I'm not going to put it up because I can't do that. But you're going to count to 60 and see if you can count your heart rate. So I'm going to say start. Go ahead. 1. 10. 1, 2. 20. 30. 40. 50. 60. 60. Okay. How many beats did you get? You could send me a note in the chat. Did you get 60 beats per minute? Because we just counted our heart rate for 60 seconds. 60 seconds would be fine. And if it's faster, that's good. If it's slower, that's good. It just doesn't matter. You know, it's important to go have variety and variability, variance in your heart. But your heart connects to you. And in fact, a heart sends more messages to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. So your real, not exactly your real brain, but a very key brain is in your heart, is your heart. And your heart is the key to the rest of you. But let's not forget, we have the intestines as well. So you can put your hands on your intestines. What's important about the intestines? Your intestines are your ancient wisdom. And why is that? Because they contain bacteria and microbiota that is inherited from more than centuries ago, many centuries ago. So you want to have a good microbiota so that you're able to break down your food, you're able to absorb your nutrients, you're able to weed out the fat cells and break down all the proteins and carbohydrates. And they're all broken down in slightly different places, but we won't go into all that right now. Just feel your abdomen and put one hand on your heart and imagine a line going from the heart down to the intestines. And once you feel that line connecting them, bring one hand up to your head and feel you're connecting your heart to your head. So you feel that connection. Breathing. Now, let's talk for a second about the digestive tract. You want to make sure you're having fermented food. You're avoiding sugars and a lot of starches. You're avoiding a lot of fruits because they are very high sugar, most of them. And if you come to my 4 weeks, we'll go into more specifics about that. But for right now, you can also go to my website, theneuromuscularcenter.com. You can see at the very bottom, you'll see some videos about fun things to drink that are not a problem, like a protein shake with arugula or hot chocolate with natural cocoa and sugars that are not bad for you. One of them is monk fruit. So I will show you the monk fruit. You can see I bought a bag of monk fruit for you to look at. I don't know if you take monk fruit or you have monk fruit. This one has some erythritol in it. Most of the monk fruit packages have that. But this is really nice to have to sweeten things if you have to have a sweetener. Also a sweetener, I don't know if you've heard about this. This is allulose. I have to show this over here as well, allulose. I first heard about allulose from Dr. Peter Attia, who has a podcast called The Drive. Very informative. You can use allulose to sweeten your pumpkin pie if you're planning to make a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, which I am. But if you're not going to do that and you just want to make a shake, you can take out your NutriBullet. You put your yogurt, if you use a yogurt, a cashew yogurt, or your almond milk, and put in the arugula, big cup of arugula. Then I like to use golden flax. Here's the golden flax. This is flaxseed meal. I actually like whole flax. It's hard to find whole flax. I used to be able to get it at Trader Joe's, but now they just just offer the ground up flaxseed meal. But you can go to private health food stores and buy flax whole, which is what I've done. So I like the whole flax as well, instead of that meal. but whatever works for you. I put that in the blender. I also use nuts. I have pumpkin seeds, walnuts, and you can use pecans. Do you know what the lowest carbohydrate nut is? It's not walnut. It's pecans. Pecans have the lowest amount of carbohydrate of all the nuts. So if you like nuts, that's the way to go. All right. So I'm going to make a pumpkin cheesecake, I hope, using my substitutes for sugar, which will make a very lovely flavor. My cheesecake, keto cheesecake, has been delicious. Now, I don't recommend keto for everybody. If your body is able to deal with the fats and not have a tendency to build more fats, because some people do have a family genetic history where there's higher lipids than you might want. And I'm talking about the particles, not just the basic homocysteine difference issue, not the basic HDL, LDL, cholesterol, total cholesterol, and the A1C, but actually looking at apolipoprotein B, apolipoprotein A, and looking at those numbers and the other particles, whether they're fat and dense, whether they're fluffy and light and float and small. So that is really what you want to know. When you go and have your test done by your cardiologist, ask for the advanced lipid profile. It's not often even given unless you know about it and you ask, or unless you have heart disease, your lipid particles will be set up, so they'll be tested. So that's really important to know. What else can I say? Let's see. Hang on a second. If I look at my book, I could talk about raising your heart rate. That's right. Let's look at raising your heart rate. Right now, if you counted your heart rate and you're around 60, I'm wondering if you can raise your heart rate together with me, and we'll do some movement and some exercise. Because once you get the generator moving and your blood pumping, it makes you feel so much better. And if you can take my dance classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday live on Zoom at 9 a.m. Eastern, we would have fun working out together. I use weights, I use stretchy bands, I use 2 paper plates so we can swing our band and slide our feet on the paper plates. I use, what else? I use a mat, and we have a great time. So let's take a moment, find a place where you can move, and we'll start with something fast. If you have some water, have a sip. And I will tell you to see if I can change this angle. Bring you over here. I'm doing both Facebook and Instagram here. Okay. So, like I do is bring one knee in and move your hands. And see how fast you can move your hands. And now really go fast. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Raising your heart rate. A 1, a 1, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 1, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 1, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's change to the other side. A 1, 2, 1 and 2, a 1, 2, 1 and 2, a 1, 2, 1 and 2, a 1, 2. And go and go and go and faster and faster, faster and faster, faster and faster. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And are you raising your heart rate? Yes, 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 yes. Let's keep going. Let's do a different dance over your head. One sliding your legs out. If you want to do jumping jacks, you can do jumping jacks. Now when we have the music on, it's really fun. And the music's at 140 beats per minute, so that's pretty fast. And then you can do things with your alternating, up and down, up and down. This will get your heart rate going. And you know what the consequence is? many consequences, many effects, good effects. One thing is lowers your blood sugar. This is a great way to lower your blood sugar. If you've been indulging in something that's sweet or a lot of starch, this is the best way to reduce it. And it only takes a few minutes. So, and you can go faster with this. There we go. Go back to this. And then you can kick. Kick. Let me move this around. Kick. 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 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. And how about punching? Punch, 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 punch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Cover your face. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And undercurve, undercurve, undercurve. And over, 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 over. Now combine that. You've got right, under, or left, under, right, left. Either way. Reverse, left, under, left. Actually, right, 2, 3. Right, doesn't matter. And 1, 2, 3. Under, 1, 2, 3. Under, 1, 2, 3. Under, 1, 2, 3. Under, right, 2, 3. Reverse, 2, 3. Reverse, 2, 3. Reverse, 2, 3. Good. So you get the idea now. The real key is, what is your blood sugar after doing that exercise? So let's take out a device to measure your blood sugar. I don't know if you can see that. That is called the Keto Mojo. The Keto Mojo. I find that the Keto Mojo is more accurate than the Freestyle Libre, which is what you put in your arm, the continuous glucose monitor. If you take both of them and put them and use them every day for a month, you may find the same thing that I did, which is that the one that was in my arm was 20 points off. So I would recommend that you use the Keto Mojo. You're going to snip off the brown test strips. This is the glucose test strip. They also have a ketone test strip. But we're not going to worry about that right now, as we're really thinking more about lowering your blood sugar. Because what's important about lowering your blood sugar? You're going to reduce your inflammation in your body, reduce your risks for diabetes, reduce your risk for cancer, reduce your risk for cardiovascular disease, for dementia, for Alzheimer's, if you keep your blood sugar down. Try to keep it below 110. So this will be interesting. I don't know what my blood sugar is. And we'll see. Now, I use this lance to puncture my finger. And it may look scary, but it's really not. It doesn't hurt. I'm going to put this right on top. Put my test strip right there. Now you see the number counting down. And I'm 103. And that's a good reading. Yay, 103. Try to be below 110 at all times. If you can be below 110, that will be an A1C, that equal to A1C. That's about, what is it, 5.4,
I don't have this saved. It didn't save properly.
I think. Might be a little bit less.
I can't get onto YouTube.
You don't want to have an A1C that's higher than 5.4. I know with the doctors, they say prediabetes starts at 5.7. But with my training, and I train with Dr. Rita Varela Kozlov, anything over 110 in blood sugar is not acceptable. And anything that translates to an A1C that's about, if it's high, anything over 5.5 is not acceptable.
I got these
In
glasses.
medicine, traditional approach is anything at 5.7 is just a pre-diabetic marker.
Your glasses?
Well, at that point, it's late
Special
to start
glass
working with your blood
that
sugar.
you could adjust
So try now.
far in
If
the
you're
air.
not diabetic,
Oh,
even if you
right.
are diabetic, I have worked with diabetics
Yeah,
that
those
have
are
been gotten
interesting.
off their medicine because
Tell me how
they
they
changed
work.
their diet. And they took their
They're
blood
odd
sugar and
looking.
wrote it down
Oh, it's here.
and measured it several times a day. So they knew exactly where their sugar was, and they were able to get off their medicine. So that was quite an accomplishment, and I could recommend that to you as well. So I'm going to finish up with one more description about the support group that starts next Sunday. It begins at 4 o'clock, goes till 5:30, and it's going to be helpful to form a group and reinforce many of the things I just said. Taking your blood sugar, eating better foods, feeling connected to people, finding ways to sleep, getting exercise, and using your cellular intelligence, which is your feeling, how you're feeling inside, as a way to guide you. So I thank you for coming today. It's been great to show you what I know, at least a little bit. And please feel free to communicate with me, intercommunicate, chat with me. You can text me. Go to my website. You get all that information. The website is www.theneuromuscularcenter.com. And from the Neuromuscular Center, you can go to an approach, a revolutionary approach. Another site that I have, it's called a revolutionary approach to natural pain relief. And that's a course that begins in January 7th. So start with my course coming up for 4 weeks, a support group, and see if you're interested in the pain relief program that starts in January. And my website is www.theneuromuscularcenter.com. It's been great to have you. If you don't have a copy of my book, it's available on Amazon, and it's also on Kindle. So you can use either source. It's $7.50 on Kindle, and it's $10 hardbound, paperback. It'd be great to see you and have more contact. Thank you for joining today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.